J Drone here. What's going on, guys? I'm going to show you how to turn this into a remote controlled vehicle on a hobby grade style controller. This did come with a controller and it is able to be ran by the controller. Things that you'll need: JST connections, brushed ESCs, a receiver, and obviously a transmitter that will bind to the receiver. This is the stock controller that came with it, and just want to show you a little bit of speed on the wheels before we change this. Reverse, and that's all we got. So we'll do a direct comparison between that and after we're all done. The first thing that I've done here is just disconnect the positive and negative lead from here and there. Then we've disconnected one of these. The other one's still plugged in here. We'll disconnect that as well. These are the ESCs that I'm going to be using. They're really well labeled. Your battery is going to plug into that, the positive and negative, and then your motors will plug into that positive and negative. I'm simply just going to ram the positive and negative into the positive and negative of here, and then we'll do the same to that side, and we'll tape it down a little bit, and then we will run power and hook it up to our Unfortunately, receiver. I can't get this to work. It's not because what I'm doing will not work, it's because these aren't working. So what I've used is a cheaper ESC, which is here, and basically all I've done, I've connected both motors to this part, and I've connected the power to that part, the male part right there, that one. And it's really crudely done because I just wanted to do it quickly. But we have the receiver over here connected to the ESC, which is blinking. You have negative lead, which I've also tapped, and if you follow the wire all the way around, it goes over to this negative. Then we have positive lead, again, which I've tapped very crudely, and it goes over to this positive. That way, when I go to my controller here, you can see the wheel. It's running both of the tires at the same time. I really wanted to get two different ESCs on each of those, but I'm going to have to send the ESCs that won't work back and use my last ESC on the front for the steering. So we're in the front. I've taken the hood off of it, and all I need to tap is these two. This is going to be the positive and negative for the steering. I'm going to then run that all the way back there, and then I'll connect it to the same exact receiver, and we should be good to go. That should all it be. The positive and negative off of the motors into a servo, the positive and negative off of this into, not a servo, excuse me, into an ESC. Positive and negative on motors into an ESC, positive and negative on this into an ESC. Bam, done. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to disconnect this. I'm going to tap this, run a wire all the way back. That way everything's situated back. Show you guys exactly what I did. You can see the yellow and black wire coming into it. It's positive and negative. I ran two sets of wires out of it all the way down the body of this and down here, excuse my hand, and I have this pulled out so you can see how simple this is. We have our negative going here, we have our positive going here. It's going into our ESC, and then we disconnected this, but we had, and I can reconnect it, we have our positive going right there, and obviously this is very temporary, it's just for demonstration, and negative right there if it'll stay, and it's plugged into our receiver. So we can then take our controller you can even see with the steering wheel. We have steering. Simple as that, guys. The wires that were going to the steering, which were underneath, which was the positive and negative, which are these blue wires, I've ran underneath all of this, and now it should actually be underneath the seat. I'll show you what we have in here. Obviously, we have our motor with a positive and negative. We have our motor with a positive and negative. This is our steering. This is the positive and negative from the steering. All we're going to do is we're going to bring our, let's see, where is it? We're going to bring our receiver and our ESC up, and we're just going to connect everything up. That's our receiver. We're going to go ahead and plug this into here, and then give it power, and then we have steering. Simple as that. I'm going to hook everything up, and I'm going to neaty up everything and clean it up a little bit, and then just walk you through everything once. Right, guys, all the wiring is done. This ESC over here, which the wires are running back in here, are for the steering. Let's see here, that was that one. This ESC here with these wires, you can see these are the motor wires right here, are also running over to the motor wires over here. We just got to run power. We're done then. We're done. It's really simple. Positive, negative from the motor. Positive, negative to the motor from the motor to an ESC. Positive, negative from the steering to an ESC. Hook power up. Connect your steering to channel 1 on your receiver. Your motors to channels 2. You're done. Right, final look, guys. You can see the receiver all the way down there is blinking. It's waiting to be bound, so we were just going to go ahead and turn on our T16.
Throttle warning. Switch warning.
And we'll go ahead and we'll also show you steering, which it's not doing too well because I have the front end down, but now you can see it doing it as I've lifted it up. So there you go. Power wheels have been jumpified. Very simple to do. Be quiet. Simple to do, guys. Obviously, the next thing is going to be speed. That stock battery is not going to give us much speed. We're probably going to want to increase it at least up to 18 volts to start off with. If you guys haven't subscribed, smash the subscribe button. Later.